Hey, we're back. That's the third time I've said that.
I'm sure they've been waiting.
This is the third take. Yeah, I know. All 7 or 8 of you who are subscribing.
Hi, Dad.
Sis. We took about a month's hiatus.
We've been busy.
We've been very busy.
We talked about actually not starting before the kids went to school because we knew it would take so long.
Yeah. Well, and it's not that the videos necessarily take a long time to do. We don't have much time when we don't have kids around making noise. So
when we thought the kids would start school, they did 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And we thought we'd have free time, and then we didn't.
Nope.
It just wasn't free.
There's been appointments and illnesses, and when you think you'll have the house to yourself, you don't.
Yep, that's life.
It is.
Yeah. So we had, and our daughter, our oldest, broke her wrist. She ended up needing surgery on it, like a plate and screws. There are a lot of appointments to go to with that.
Yeah.
So that has really taken up. So she went to school for 3 days, and that was it. So.
But she's back.
She's back. She's doing fine.
And we're back.
Yep.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes. When we came back live this morning.
Do you want to set the stage here or me?
Yes.
I'll set the stage.
Whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Well, so I got a text from a friend and said, hey, did you get this email? And I said, no, I'm not really in the loop, which actually probably works out well in this occasion. So he forwarded it to me. It was about an issue that, we talk about often in our home. And so I started talking with my wife about it, as we often do. And I got, carried away. I used a lot of...
Well...
What?
I should explain what... Okay, so we're not going to talk about politics. We're not, right?
No.
But say you've got... Just picture the election, right? And you've got Republicans and Democrats, and they're having a conversation, and it gets heated.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation, not that we were on opposite sides, but that he was talking about an issue having to do, that's a local community issue.
Right.
That he was very heated about.
Well, emotional. We'll say that.
Yes,
emotional.
But not toward me.
No.
And it was just the
I was loud. I was using expletives.
You used a few expletives.
Well, I know, but I used the big one.
But he said some people's names.
I used the big one. And I used some people's names. And my intention wasn't to... I guess my intention was to do exactly what I did. Well, but the point is that...
The intention was a private conversation between the two of us.
Yes, it was a private conversation between my wife and I. However... Our young one, so we need to get her out of the house too. Our little 18-month-old was...
So right after this conversation, during it, toward the end, right?
Yeah.
I get a text from my dad and he says, "What's that on Facebook?" And I'm like, "What?"
You didn't post anything to Facebook. You were talking to me.
So I'm like, oh.
And then I look and... Our 18-month-old live streamed the whole conversation.
We were live for the whole private conversation.
I read the email, gave my thoughts on the email, gave my thoughts on certain people that I really don't dislike.
Well, no, you don't dislike them.
I
stuck up for these people actually in the conversation.
And I've told
it's
people
on record.
I know who's the candidate for sainthood because even in private, she's a wonderful person. I am not. And now 22 people on Facebook know that. What?
Do you hear something behind this? I heard some leaves crunching. Yes, so now, the 22 views on Facebook of the Facebook Live, they know that you said some not so nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was listening, I was on the video, I was singing a little bit to our 18-month-old, and also I did defend when he did say one thing about things.
Yes, you are a wonderful person.
Well, I'm not trying to point out, I'm just saying that I felt
when I use names, I'm saying people that I perceive to be a certain way. It doesn't mean they are that way, and it doesn't mean that they aren't good people in a lot of different ways.
You use the name as an all-encompassing name for the characterization of a type of person.
That I don't like. Yeah.
That not that you don't like the person, but that you're saying
I don't like that
where they're coming from,
characteristic. Yeah, or that
and what they bring.
that aspect. People that I perceive to be a certain way on a certain issue, that and honestly may not even be true. But alas, I said it.
Well, and I told you part of it wasn't true, right?
That's true.
Okay.
You're a better person.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but they know that. They know you're a better person.
It's not true. But you did say some curse words.
I did. And I think your dad was probably more upset, although he likes our videos, so he just got the backstage
No,
version.
he can't hear very well. I'm sorry, Dad, but he does. This is really like personal. I mean, he
It's
thought
funny,
that
yeah.
he thought that Tom was being verbally abusive, I think, to me. He said Tom sounds verbally abusive. He thought he was like yelling at me
Well,
or
that just
our
goes
daughter.
to show you how bad it was.
He wasn't. No, but my dad didn't hear really the words, and you weren't yelling. That's what's funny.
No.
You were like, and blah blah blah, and
was
this,
kind of
and
yelling.
blah 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 blah. But I wouldn't say you weren't like
F
screaming.
that and,
Yeah, you were like, and the F and blah. Yeah, so you were loud, but it was just that my dad, I was like, no, I promise. It was more like imagine a political conversation
Right.
where two people get heated. He was the heated person.
Well, and I keep trying to make myself feel better and say, well, everybody talks this way behind other people's backs, right? And maybe they don't. Maybe it's just me, and I'm really not. I already know I'm not a very good person.
Well,
But at least I have shame about it.
do you?
Yeah. yeah.
I don't think everybody talks that way about people behind people's backs. Here's what I told
I
him.
need a cookie.
Here's what I told you. That it's a lesson learned. That I told him that everything he said was fine and correct and something you want to talk about. The only mistake you made, which I didn't agree with, and we've had that conversation before, is saying something about somebody in particular.
Yeah.
Which I see where you're coming from. You really felt like you were using it as more of a general. But what I'm saying is that I don't.
I wasn't using it in a general way. I was using it in a very specific way. But what I meant is that the reason the way I used them wasn't necessarily accurate. It was just my perception of a situation and people in the situation
And you wouldn't.
who really might not have
say
anything
that.
to do with it.
And I do think that it was not just a private conversation. This was a very private conversation between only a husband and wife.
Right.
That you would never speak like that around anybody else. You would never. That's only like, it's more like you're thinking out loud, and I'm
Yes.
just sitting there listening to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was like.
Yeah.
And so most of the video on my Facebook is like you talking. But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, though. That's when
Unfortunately.
you're thinking, people have these thoughts, and you were kind of just thinking out loud to me.
Right.
So what I mean by private conversation, it's not just like even that you would have that conversation with friends. You wouldn't probably even have that conversation with anybody. Except you wouldn't say the things you said.
I think I would have that conversation with friends.
I don't
But
think
you're
you would
right.
have said
I
what
might
you
not
said.
say certain things.
Yeah, I don't think that you would.
But no, if it was a close friend, I would.
Never mind, I was defending you. When I'm with my friends, we don't talk about people like that, Tom.
That's bull.
That's not. No, it's
That
not.
is bull.
You can ask them, and they can comment
All
on
right,
here if they want
so-
to. No, when you mention somebody's name, we would say like good things about the person,
Yeah. But
or
I-
if I'm going to say something,
but
I won't
I'm
say the name.
I'm insecure, so why would I? I mean, I don't need to keep building people up who are better than me already.
That's not. Nobody's better than you or better
I
than
know,
anybody.
I'm just kidding.
But it
But
was
lesson
you know,
learned.
Is it? Do you think?
Well, I've been able to avoid it in this conversation
Because you know it's going to be.
because I know it's taped.
I
But
know.
now I know that it could be.
Yes. What I'm saying is that when you think the cameras are off,
I thought about just deleting
are you
Facebook,
still good?
deleting Instagram.
and moving to another state and deleting.
yeah.
It honestly wasn't all that bad, but it was really funny
thought
that.
so.
Have your kids, and maybe I don't know, people can't. This is not a conversation, I guess.
Yeah,
But
comment below. As if your
have your
children embarrassed you
kids
this way.
ever
It was pretty
exposed
epic.
you like that? It was like a 20-minute video.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would sit and watch the
No.
whole video.
What
'cause
I'm
it
saying
wasn't
though is that
interesting.
imagine that you're having a private conversation with your spouse and 25 minutes of that is recorded, what would you say? What especially if it's a conversation
Yeah.
that was pretty, like, about something you deeply are passionate about.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
I think passionate's a good word for that, is that you were
Emotional, I would say. Yes,
passion, emotion. You were not, I wouldn't say that you were yelling. That's what I mean. When I think of yelling, I don't think that you were like screaming blah, and angry. I think you were more just very passionate about it. And I've been that way.
Have I ever been verbally abusive?
To me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
But you're sitting right there, so why would I say something differently?
Yeah.
No. I don't think that, I think if you were ever, I probably would have said something about it.
I know you would have. You can out-verbally
Why?
abuse me.
That's not. Oh my gosh. No, we do not have any verbal abuse.
We don't have that kind of
No, I just felt bad that my dad said that or thought that, because I'm like, no. And they think the world of him. That's what's funny, is that my dad, they
Are
do.
you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Jackie
thank
loves you. Yeah. I mean, they
Not
think
anymore.
you're great.
Or maybe they, I don't know, maybe they,
I've heard my dad talk in private too. It's not like,
yeah.
people say he's cursed before. I've heard him. But they didn't know that
Well,
you did.
That's right. That's right.
They never
And
heard
I'm-
Tom say the F word
And
before.
I'm a good Catholic boy.
Yeah. So, you try to be.
But I did read an article that people who curse are smarter, more intelligent.
You really think, because I've always heard the opposite.
Well, I don't believe it, but I read that and it did make me feel better.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what those articles are meant for. It's like the article
I
that I
know.
read about how people who are a little bit overweight live longer.
Yeah, you wish.
I
right?
keep that article, and I folded it up if it were
Yeah,
real, and
that's
put it in
true.
my pocket.
Because the IQ tests where it's like
Yeah.
only or 9 or what is it? 1 out of 10
it's
people
something
can
different every
solve this, and everybody can solve this puzzle. But yet, if you don't know that, then you think, wow, I'm in the top 10%.
Whoa! And then you share it, and you're like, wow, I'm so smart. And everybody comments that they also are as smart as you.
Right.
Yes, I've seen those. Yeah, I know. I've been known to take some of those quizzes, though, for fun.
Yeah.
You're bored,
Well, so lesson learned, and I learned
We
it
hope.
so you don't have to.
Right.
Watch your kids. Don't let them touch your phone. Put a lock, put a passcode on it so they can't just press a button, open Facebook, say add to my story, and live stream a private conversation. Of course, it would help you if you are going to leave your phone unlocked and available to children. Watch what they're doing on it, especially when they're in your lap.
She was in my lap. I was sitting in my lap. We were singing together. She had my phone for like a second. I had my phone, really.
So
I just
to
didn't
people
see
who
it.
did see it, if you're watching this, I sincerely apologize.
I'm sorry.
And,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah. I feel bad that it happened on my phone, but it was mostly you talking.
Trump wouldn't apologize, though. would he?
Are we in that world where
I'm not a billionaire, though,
that's true?
but maybe neither is he.
Maybe
Now
not.
that's a political discussion.
Oh my goodness. Don't even lead into that.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll
On that note, let's not talk anymore.
yeah we
No, seriously.
one of our rules here is no politics.
No.
And if we do, make it light.
Yes.
Yes,
I think that's fine. No, I do think, okay, the lesson here is
Shut your mouth.
shut your mouth. Yeah, it's not that your kids will expose you. It's that you shouldn't
You shouldn't be talking like that anyway.
talk like that. You shouldn't say things about anybody else.
Now I need to go to confession.
I think you should.
All right.
Do it.
Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Bye.
And enjoy your cookies and milk.
Yes, we have fig
Always
Newtons
always
today.
take time to enjoy your cookies and milk. So good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
All
I don't
right.
trust people who don't. and I'm going to name names in the comments.
People who don't like cookies and milk. I don't trust those people either.
We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye. You can't turn it off either.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
No, it's still going.